Hello and welcome to Wireman's Whimsy. Today I am going to copy a design that I saw on YouTube from Wownola Creations. Susan Levasseur created this one-sheet wonder and made 4 cards out of it. And so I'm going to recreate it today. She did a softer, more pastel version in the Soft Subtles. I'm using the Brights collection, or the Regals collection, sorry, to make this. So I will get started and I will show you how it's done. With, again, huge thanks to Susan Levasseur of Wownola Creations. I used... The stamps are all from the Artistically Inked set, except I used the Happy Birthday and the Thank You from Sweet Ice Cream. And because I've used a Blackberry Bliss card base, I used a piece of Very Vanilla inside and used the largest of the Scalloped Contour dies to cut it out. I also decorated the inside piece. So what you'll need to do this is you'll need your Blackberry Bliss card base. You'll need a piece of 5.5 by 4 1/4 Very Vanilla so that you can cut it down. If you have a piece that is 5 1/4 by 4, you absolutely can use it. You just have to be really careful because the die fits exactly. So I cut it just a little bit bigger so I don't end up with any little flat edges. So let's get started on building this. The colors that I'm using are Blackberry Bliss, Rich Razzleberry, Cherry Cobbler, Crushed Curry, Garden Green, Old Olive, and Crumb Cake. So it does take a few. So let's get started. I'm using the largest of the flowers in the Artistically Inked set, and I'm going to stamp 5 of them roughly in an oval shape. So we will ink this up and then press it down. And we'll ink it up again and press it down. And we're going to cover the middle of this whole sheet of Very Vanilla. And then we end up cutting it up to make the 4 card fronts. So I'll do these 5, and then I will change over to the Rich Razzleberry and do the smaller flower. There's some things that Susan did in hers that I'm not doing in mine. She did some gilding with the gold leaf, and that I'm not doing that, but you of course can do whatever you like. I'm going to put 1 flower in there like that. There's a bigger gap in here, so I'm going to layer up 3 in here, and you can turn your page, and I might pop 2 in here. I'm just going to flip this one over like that, and I'm just going to keep going round, adding the flowers in and overlapping. I was really excited when I saw the video because I've always wanted to do something like this, but I could never get it right. So thanks to Susan, I've actually been able to get it right, and I am thrilled to bits with how it turned out. Okay, I'm going to come in with the Cherry Cobbler now, and I'm just going to pop these in. This is the 3 smaller flowers. I'm just going to pop them in where it seems to make sense, keeping in mind that we're also going to be adding some leaves, and we can put the leaves over top of these. Things can get covered up. Not a problem. So I'm just going to randomly pop these around, and a couple on the inside as well. Okay, so that bit's done. Now I'm going to come in with the Crushed Curry and do centers on the large Blackberry Bliss flower. So I'm just going to come in and just center it and then tap it a couple of times just to fill it in, and just like that. So that's done. I'm going to do the leaves. I'm going to come in first with Old Olive with the set of 2 leaves, and I'm going to do 2 values. So I'm going to come in like this and then twist like that. And I'm going to do that wherever it makes sense to do it. I can go over top of things. I can crowd in on the flowers like that. Wherever you feel it makes sense to have some leaves. You can just do a single set, or you can do the double set. I'm just coming in like this, and I'm going to put some more in here. And the joy is, if you don't have enough, you just come back in again. When you finish the whole thing, you may think, oh, you know what? I actually need leaves there. Come back in. If you want another flower, if you want to add another color, just come back in and do whatever you like. I am going to pop 1 set of leaves in there, and maybe I'll just do another one in there. Okay. I'm going to come in with the garden green with the single leaf and just pop in a couple of single leaves or leaves, just wherever it makes sense. So I'm just tucking those in, and you can do 3 values or just the 1 value. I'm just offsetting a little bit just so it fills it in just a little bit like that. I'm going to do some in the middle like that, and pop a couple in here just to fill that space. I'm just looking for wherever there's kind of an empty space where it makes sense to create kind of the oval shape of this. And I think I'm done with that. What I am going to do now is I'm going to come in with the 3 little dots and the crumb cake, and I'm going to come in and I'm just going to dot them around. It creates just that little bit of kind of depth to it. I'm going to do this all the way around and turning my stamp around too, so I don't always have the same direction. Just keep stamping until there's no more ink left, and it does create that kind of softening depth effect on the card. So thank you so much, everybody, for tuning into my videos and for your comments. I read all of the comments, and I respond to all of the comments as well. The only ones I don't respond to are the spam ones, that the more subscribers you get, the more spam you get. So I do appreciate hearing your comments and reading your suggestions. And I look forward to seeing many more comments as we go along, because really we're creating together. I give you ideas, I share ideas I have from other people, always giving credit to those other people. So if you have an idea you want to share, or a stamp set that you would like to see featured in a video, just leave it in the comments and I will do my best to accommodate. So we've kind of got this like this now. What I am going to do is I'm going to come in with a little bit of the crumb cake, just to come in and soften some of the edges. You can really barely see it. It's just meant to kind of create a little bit of an antiquing effect. The crumb cake doesn't seem to create that, like that circle kind of effect very much. So I'm able to kind of just lightly start and then rub, and it just kind of gives that antique-y feeling just around the edges. And I'll do some on the inside as well, just to fill it in. And I'm also going to go in with the cherry cobbler, which is much juicier, and you have to really be careful how much you lay down with that one, for sure, and create a little bit of the softening of the edges with that as well. So as you can see with the Crumb Cake, you don't end up with a lot of ink on your brush, and whereas with the cherry cobbler, you do. So I am going to dab off the cherry cobbler just before I put it on the paper. And I'm just going to come in over top of where I did the cherry cobbler flowers and just add that little bit of color, just a little bit of a blend in the background. And if you've got, see, I've got a big swatch there, so we'll just kind of spread that out a little bit. If you do have blank areas like this and you want to come in and fill in with one of the colors, you can. Like I can tap in here and just fill that in like that, or you can choose one of the other colors to fill in with. So we'll just smear that around like that. And that is the stamping done. As I say, Susan had done some gilding and with the gold leaf and that, but I have chosen not to. You can add sequins and things like that to this if you like. But the magic starts now. Now that we've got this, sorry, you probably keep getting my hair in the frame. We're gonna cut this to 5.5 by 4.25 because we need the 4 pieces. We need to cut them down after that, but we can make that decision once we have the main cuts done to determine how we want it to look. So I'll show you all 4 pieces when I've got them cut. Okay, so when you've cut it up, it ends up looking really neat. You end up with 4 separate card fronts. So this is how it came apart. But if you want to put it this way and put a greeting across the bottom, this one you could leave like this and put a greeting at the top. This one, again, a greeting at the bottom. This one you could have either way up, or you could have it however you like. I would probably do it like this, but see how much white space is here? I can trim the 1/4 inch off that I need to trim off for this one to make it 5.25 by 4. So I'll just pop this in, make this 4, and this 5.25. I don't know why I always do my 5.25 at the top and my 4 at the bottom. I could do them both at the top. But that is essentially the card front. And I'm going to cut this one down as well, because I'll do the happy birthday on here. So we'll go 5.25 by 4 on this one. And then I'll take the Blackberry Bliss and do the happy birthday on here. So where's my Blackberry Bliss? I moved it over here. And I'll get my happy birthday. The happy birthday again is from the ice cream, or the sweet ice cream set. And with this happy birthday, it's all kind of curvy, but if you line up your Y's so they're level, your greeting will be straight. So I'm going to pop this down on the bottom of the card like that. So then we've got the happy birthday on it there. If you wanted to add some bling to it, if you wanted to do something different, you absolutely could. If you wanted to dimensionalize a couple of flowers over top, you absolutely can. I'm just going to put those pieces off to the side. I need to take my Rich Razzleberry, and I want the flowers on the inside of the card to be down in this corner here. So I'm going to add 2 of these flowers to the bottom corner of the card, knowing that I am going to lose some of the flower when I use the die. I'm going to come back in with my old olive and the 2 leaves, and I'm going to pop this in like this, and then I'm going to put the leaves like that. You can also add in to the edge, like maybe I can just do this here, And this here, again, knowing I am going to lose some of that to the dye process. We'll pop that there. I will move those over there so I can pull in my cut and emboss machine. I'm going to put my plates in, and I'll sandwich this up with the Scalloped Contour die. I'm going to move it close to this edge so that I don't lose too much of the flower, but I still am not going to end up with any flat edges along my card insert. So I'm just going to run that through, and then I can build the card. If you had ribbon in a particular color that you wanted to use, you could use ribbon on it. You can use all kinds of things to decorate it up. I'm just going to run that through again because it didn't cut all the way. So yes, there's lots and lots of different things that you can do to decorate this one up. All right, let's take this out of here now. See, and there is your insert for the inside of the card. Just pop those last couple of pieces out that didn't come out, and then we're going to use our Stampin' Seal and attach this to the inside of the card, attach the card front to the outside of the card, and we are good to go. And card finished. So it doesn't take all that long to actually put this together. Keeping in mind that when you're stamping the front piece, you're stamping 4 card fronts. So you're actually getting 4 cards for your efforts. So it kind of makes it worthwhile. There's lots of different colors, lots of different stamps, but the outcome is fabulous. So we're just going to put that on the front like that. Drop it down, and there is the completed card. So thank you so much for watching, and thank you to Susan Levesser of Wow Nola Creations for her inspiration for this card. Take care, and let's create together again soon.